I'm with Students for a Democratic Society. We just started up a chapter at MSU. We have chapters, about 150 all over the country. We're starting out. Undergraduate Alliance asked for our solidarity in this march that we just came from the campus up to the Capitol. It's a few miles and it's pretty cold, but it's worth it. We came not necessarily to confront the right-wing people that are here. We all want the same thing. We want accountable government, and we want a government that does what they say they're going to do. So that's why we came down here. And as you can see, we've got a bunch of different groups represented. We have workers' unions, we have student groups, Chicano groups, we have black student groups, and they're all down here. We're all working together because we all want the same thing, and that's what's important.
Okay, that sounds good, Scott. Let me ask you, have there been any things that over the past 7 years that you've seen the Granholm administration do that you've been impressed with or you've been pleased with?
She's made a lot of promises that haven't been kept. It's really hard to think about the positive things when there's so many things that we wish we could have seen happen, but they didn't happen. Education has been cut. We've seen rising tuition costs, cutting programs at all our universities across the state. People are leaving the state. A person leaves the state once every 12 minutes, and we can't have that. Myself, I came from out of state. I came from New York to go to school here because you guys have a great education system. But as soon as I graduate, I'm not going to be able to find a job here. I'm going to leave, and so is everybody else, even the people from here, once they get out of school. And if this state wants to survive, it needs to look to its students, look to its young people, and see what they need. And it hasn't done that.
Well, what do you think exactly could be done? What course of direction would the young people want to see the state go in? I mean, they're talking about alternative fuel, battery technology, things like that. Developing infrastructure. Do you think that's the right move for Michigan?
Yeah, it's great to build jobs. Today she's announcing cutting 46,000 government jobs. That's obviously not the right direction to go. We want schools to have more programs. We want them to be more cost-effective. We want when kids get out of school, they should be able to get a job in Michigan in an industry that's sustainable, one that's not going to destroy our government, our economy, our climate.
Let me ask you, do you think that the money that have been given to Michigan as far as entitlement spending with regard to the bailout funds or monies that we've utilized over the past several years, do you think it's been used wisely?
I think it's been given to banks and corporations that are the root of this problem. If you're really a capitalist, if these people really want capitalism to work, then they need to let businesses fail. That's what capitalism's all about. If that's really what you want, then that's what you have to do, and they haven't. They've bailed out corporations and banks, and they're responsible for this mess.
Okay, now I take it you probably lean more to the left than the right. Is that correct?
You would be right in that assumption.
Okay, now is it my understanding Mike Cox has brought a cause of action in Ingham County to prevent the acquisition of 3 insurance companies by way of Blue Cross Blue Shield through the accident fund, the third-party administrator for the state. Okay. Now, if Granholm's acquiring these insurance companies, and she became economic advisor to Barack Obama, who then began to acquire insurance companies, do you think there's anything to that? Is that dubious, or how would you look at something such as that? She being his economic advisor, but the state of Michigan engaging in unlawful practices.
I think if anyone's going to advise Obama on the economy, it shouldn't be Granholm. You see what's happened in her state over the past several years. It's not good. Since 2000, healthcare costs, drug costs, insurance costs have doubled. And what's happened? People are making less money, everything's more expensive, people are living longer, there's more sick now, and everything's more expensive. People can't live like this, and they don't care. And that's what we're here to kind of get the word out.
But the rise in healthcare costs is my understanding why they're letting people out of prisons early. People like Jack Kevorkian, the mass murderer, things like that. And of course the government was cross-subsidizing that cost with human services funds. Oh, I understand. Okay, I'll recant that. An alleged mass murderer.
We're here to say fund schools, not prisons. If you fund a school, that's 20 prisons you don't need to fund in the future. We got people getting out of school, they drop out of school, they can't get jobs, they end up in prison.